about things important.
2:03 in the afternoon. Welcome to the show. This is The Bright Side. My name is Ryan St. Nicholas. Thank you for tuning in. We are KGUM, FM Dedido Guam, Wave 105. And sitting in for the first 2 hours, the first half of the show, for Mr. Pauly Suba, we have Mr. Charlie Hermosa. Buenas.
Buenas, Ryan. Thank you so much, and good afternoon, and welcome to The Bright Side.
Yep.
It's always great to be here.
Oh man.
Always great to be here.
You know, it's actually almost refreshing to have you here, considering all of the things that are happening in the news, pretty much.
Oh my God.
Man.
I mean, I was thinking about, where to start.
What to talk about?
I mean, there's so much stuff, and I almost want to wait for Paul to come back because, one of the things that I was thinking about while I was driving here was the fact that, it's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. It's really unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if this is the way politics is, and we've heard it all the time, right? Political season. Mm-hmm. What are the attacks going to look like? And it was okay, right? I mean, the only attack that was happening was Jeff versus Jeffrey. They were slicing and dicing that.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the
and when you look at the bigger scheme of things, right, that is so small.
Oh, yes.
What's going on, right?
But then all of a sudden, it's the attacks, and again, I'm calling them attacks. We don't really know how to dissect it yet, because one of the things that I've taken a position on is the fact that because I stand in for Pauly, or I'll do some radio shows for Ray, and before I say anything or take a position, I want to do a little bit of research behind that, right?
Yes.
And
so
it's
responsible for you to do.
Absolutely, yeah. And with everything going on, I've been getting asked questions. Hey, so what do you think about this? And I've been doing the same, and just to kind of get a little better feeling of where people stand in certain things that are happening in the news today. And just as I thought about it, just as I imagined, it's all over the place, right? People have their own, people go way right, way left, in the middle, and their thought processes are everywhere. So I think it's going to be very important. And it's heating up. I think this is just the beginning of what is going to be a very contentious run for the 39th gubernatorial, congressional seat. I mean, you name it. But it's going to be very prudent. It's going to be very important for those that are involved in the media to ensure, that the message that we're putting out there, or the information that we're putting out there, is structured and somewhat vetted. And
Definitely.
then, obviously, if we want to give our own personal opinion, we can, and you don't have to agree with it. But I think the notion has to be set up and say, hey, listen, this is my own thought process. This is what I've been looking at. And then, obviously at the end of the day, you're going to have to make your own decision and make up your own, get your own opinion on the subject matter. So I've been doing a lot of that. And where I do want to start off, because I have been doing a little bit of research, is our famous discussion that we left off the last time we met. And it has a lot to do with what's going on. I think it's always going to be relevant, right? Okay. As we get closer to the end of the fiscal year, the procurement process is going to always be relevant, because the scramble is now to be able to spend the money. And if you don't spend the money, at the end of you got to give it back. Yeah, you got to give it back, and you can't just spend it on saying, okay, listen, I have $1 million. Here you go. I'm going to buy 1,000 notebook, iPads for $1 million, and I got it in. It just doesn't work that way. And we've done it. We've seen so many classic cases behind that, and so I have been studying the procurement. And I will say that, I did a 180 on that, because originally I was really like, oh, we need to change it. We need to get rid of it. But the more I study it and the more I look into it, the more I believe that we have a good procurement system. What we don't have is the folks that are able to manage the system. And I think that is where it gets a little bit, you see other agencies doing a lot better when it comes to procuring things. I mean, they're getting things fast. I mean, you look at GPA, boom, they got it packed down.
GCC got it packed
Down,
too.
GCC, and then you go to the ones that are not doing so well. And one of the things that we're going to discuss tomorrow on the Vet Talk Show is this grant program that's been bouncing between DPW and GOVA.
Is this?
Oh no, I'm sorry, no, DPW and the AG's office.
Is this okay, I knew because there was a grant with the cemetery.
That's the same one.
That's the same one.
That's the same one. So it needed to go to DPW because there were certain plans that needed to be developed.
Okay.
But obviously the AG does have the approving process to push that along.
Yeah.
Depending on where the final amount was going to end up is where we would propose. They would send it up to the federals. Like, every time I think of Vet Talk Show, I always think federales. Johnny's always saying that he's got that. He's got that in my. I've never ever said it until Johnny put that in my head. No,
Good old Uncle Johnny.
Yeah, no. Going back to sending it back to DC and the powers that be will bless it off, and then we'll get the money and we'll start work.
From what I understand from Director Jose San Agustin down there, was they have to go in steps with this grant. Like before they even before the grant is even given, they have to do certain things, and it takes you closer to the grant.
Correct.
If that's what I understand. And so there was an issue where the governor, and he even said it, where the governor Liu ended up saying, okay, we have the grants, to expand the cemetery, and he was like, no, don't say that, because we have to go in steps. That is where the mix-up is, because a lot of these veterans thought that, okay, wow, all right,
we have the money.
Why
don't we start? Yeah, and I think they might have jumped the gun on that one, and it's actually a different grant, and they might have jumped the gun on that one when they announced that they were getting that grant. So, but it's actually, that one is completely different, because right now the grant that we're looking at is more for in line of trying to get the A&E done. DPW need to get that work up done, send it to AG, get it approved, and then whatever that came out to be as far as the amount is where we would be proposing to back to DC and headquarters to get the funding. So,
well, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I know that that is one of the goals for Director San Agustin is to get everything. I mean, the good part is that they renovated the chapels, which is really, really good.
Well, and then the other part, right? So the other part, I mean, obviously everything that's happening in the news, and we'll touch on a little bit of that as well. But the other part that you also you hear as you go through the election, and especially when it comes to a gubernatorial election time, is the fact that there will be a new administration. Yeah. Right. So, the discussion on the street is, well, nothing's going to start getting done because everybody's kind of just waiting. Technically they only have 6 months left, and this is it. They don't want to do, and I'm talking about the directors. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, is it worth knocking on their door and saying, hey, what's going on? Why isn't this fixed? Why aren't the roads fixed? Is it worth it? And so it's really unfortunate that it gets to that point.
I think there should be some sort of continuity regardless of the administration change, that everything that is set, for instance, with the Governor Liu's administration, it's almost ironclad that even whoever comes in still continues the work. It should be that way.
You would imagine. I mean, that's what you would see, right? I mean, sort of the continuity. I mean, obviously, the administrations have different mindsets as far as the direction of the island,
how they're going to do it.
I mean, and
everybody pretty much wants to put their stank on it.
But I would imagine, hey, listen, whoever gets in there, I mean, I'm sure they don't like potholes. Yeah. Who likes them? It doesn't matter which administration that's going to get in there. I mean,
Charlie Hermosa for GOA director.
No. And so that's the discussion that's happening now, and those are the things that it's really unfortunate that the things are during the election period is it's exactly what we say. The heat starts coming on, and a lot of things are happening in the news, and And directors are, they're saying that directors, just a couple more months, and that's it. So it's really unfortunate that it has to take that. But I agree with you, Ryan. There has to be a level of continuity, and that's the issue that we're always facing. Even, not here, everywhere, right? Even in the mainland, right?
When you look at the command change, right, from the military, be it Navy or even up there at Camp Blas, yes, there is a command change, but the mission still stays the same.
Right.
And that's the way it should be. I mean, but politics get the best of us, and grandstanding, of course, definitely. I'm guilty of it because I'm on the radio.
Yeah, no, but I think, and that's that's why I think you and Pauly play a huge role, because I think this one is going to be very this one is going to be very critical, and there's so much coming out, and we're in just June, right? I mean, we haven't even hit the primaries yet, and I mean, there is a lot going on.
Which reminds me, I think it's 59 days left.
Less than 60. Yeah, for sure.
59 days left to the election, man.
No, absolutely. So and we're going to touch a little bit on not to go in depth, because, like I said, I want to make sure that our listeners and those that tune into the show, we're giving them information that, that's been vetted, and, information that's in the news, that's public as well.
Yeah.
Right. But then outside of that, when we start, giving our own opinion, it's got to be somewhere in line with making sure that they understand that that's coming from us. It's not a direct statement from what we know or facts that have been made, other than the facts that have been stated in the public. And that goes along with the newspaper as well. The
and
newspaper,
it's called, don't worry, I got
social media.
I got something called a disclaimer.
That's what we play in the beginning of the show. And that's what we play in the beginning of the show.
And you can tell, being a radio producer and everything, and whoever the host is, I would think there is some, just by knowing who he is and how he is, like he's just pretty much balls out. He's gonna say what he's gonna say, right? It's I would play the disclaimer like probably 30 times within the show. Just so you know, it doesn't reflect our advertisers.
No, absolutely. So so many different ways to look at it. But again, going back to the procurement, I've been studying that, and it's very heated, and then kind of falls in line with discussion in the news article that came out this morning in regards to potentially 6 additional southern schools being closed.
So that is an issue, and then of course the GVB issue that's going on, it just hit, and then of course this contract with the legislature,
right?
And so this, again, I'm thankful that all of this is coming out, because it does kind of like show a different side of politics, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from the message of all these teams trying to say something and basically make their case on why they should be the next governor and lieutenant governor.
Right.
I mean, it just muddies the water and everything. And that's why, when I do my op-eds and everything, I just say, man, study the candidate. Study the candidate, get to know your candidates, because you're ultimately, it's your responsibility. Just get away from the hype of the campaign, get away from the dirtiness. And it's a very, very unfortunate, but there is when I look at it and I'm like, man, it's hard for me, because really these things that are coming out, it kind of like really, it's only human nature to, question marks in your head. But if you do your own research, just like Mr. Charlie Hermosa, and you vet all the information, then you can make a sound decision when you hit the polls.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all comes down to just ensuring that the candidates, there's a strategy behind it as well, because it's really unfortunate that politics takes this, but you see it everywhere, because even on the mainland, because now the House and the Senate, right, it's up for grabs, right? And obviously the Republican Party's trying to keep, and the Democrats are just trying
blood.
to, so they're going after, but and so we have some heated races happening in the mainland as well. L.A. mayor is one of them, right?
Even the governor.
The governor, the governor's another.
Yeah, and it seems like the Republicans, and mind you, it's California is liberal as it can get, as it can get. But this whole MAGA thing is really resonating because they're seeing a lot of it, right?
Well,
When
we'll see.
Governor Gary Newsom, didn't have water to put out the fires, and then the mayors, they spent like almost millions of dollars, and all they housed was 1,500 homeless people. I
Right.
think it was like 40 million. And, so the math wasn't mathing right. At 40 million, you're only housing 1,500 homeless. So, again, see, these are the same things that resonate here in Guam. We do have a homeless a population out there that's a major strain on the services. And so, that's if you want to vote, go up to these candidates, senatorial, gubernatorial. What is your plan for homelessness? What is your plan for the new hospital? What is your plan the new hospital is almost kind of like a non-starter now, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that
After-
one can be answered in so many different ways,
yeah.
right? I mean,
but because the decision came down.
right.
Yeah.
And it's really and that's another right. It's another piece of politics that has been thrown back and forth between the AG and the governor.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's the people that lose out, right? I mean, because if we do have to give the money back, that's a lot of money because we also have to remember some other monies that are going to be given back because we weren't able to use it, from GDOE.
Yeah,
and
GDOE
we
was one of
22
them,
million,
yeah.
and I mean, and you go down, and on average, it's very telling because on average there is a lot of money that is, and and again, I got to take a step back on that because we say giving it back, but a lot of the folks that deal with these grants say, well, we never really have it, right? I mean, it's almost like we draw from, when you're given 22 million, you draw from the 22 million. So it's not like that money. Some of the monies are sitting in the bank account just
Yeah.
waiting for us to use it. So,
Yeah.
and in those cases, completely understand. But at the end of the day, if we're given the opportunity to have that amount and we're not using it because, we're not able to really push through a lot of the requests when it comes to procurement, then there's an issue there.
Yeah.
There's an issue there. So, we got to be able to, keep looking at that. Those are the decisions. But going back to a little bit of how the waters are muddy right now, and that, to me, that's where the candidate really has to stand up and
Yeah.
and face it straight on. I mean, and it's not about deny or anything else, but it just you kind of bring it back to where what the people want to know is, one is, like you said, what is the platform, right? And then how are you going to deal with this? Because at the same time, the way you deal with it is going to be a very telling way of how you're going to do when you get elected.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting. I mean, and I say this because, again, Jeff and I, when we were running, we were not politicians. We're not,
Yeah.
privy to any of this. And it's one of those things that you have to go through it in order to really see the dark side to all this. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, listen, Governor Lou's tenure is almost done. The most we can do, and the best that the hope that we have is that within her last 6 to 7 months, or 6 months, maybe do something that could really just continue to move the island forward. And unfortunately, I'll take it. We'll take it. I know we waited until the end of the 8 years to get these roads fixed, and you see Route 10 and Route 8 and Route 1.
So
they're all
far,
getting fixed.
among the gubernatorial teams, the only one that I've seen that's put some literature out on their plans for Guam is Tony Atta and E.J. Calvo.
Correct.
And then Frank Blas follows right through, really expounding on his experience in government. Likewise with Mary Okada, we had everybody that is running for Adaloop with our Road to Adaloop segments, and I was listening thoroughly to Senator Joe and also Senator Dwayne. They have some good ideas, but see, that is what I'm saying. The message from all these camps has to be out, because when politics gets dirty like this, you just don't know, and you don't have time to vet it, right? And see, the sad thing about it is that people read headlines; they don't care about details.
Right.
So it could say Charlie Hermosa was
Ran
doing
over
something. Yeah.
ran over a cat.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh gosh,
he's, you know, like
cruelty to animals. They didn't know that the cat just ran in front of
Right,
you. Yeah.
right.
So that's and that's and that's where responsible journalism comes in, because it's like, again, people, they read the headlines and they formulate their own opinions. But if their message out there is still the same, and and it's consistent, getting elected might not be that hard, especially if you're being attacked. Like, hey, look, we're being attacked. We're just going to maintain and stay on message. And that's what that would be my advice to every team out there that is being hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other, as we're coming to the half hour now, is the on the marketing side. I had a lengthy discussion with somebody in the marketing world yesterday in regards to, and I was just trying to pick their brain as far as, how do you see radio play a role? How do you see TV play a role? Is that, are you getting the spots that you should be as we're going into an election period?
Yeah.
It's to me, we drive so much, we drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Ryan, I can't see how radio would not be on the top of the list when it comes to spots and sponsoring and all that. I listen to it all the time, right? I mean, I'm moving around meetings, and now if there was public transportation that I could take and just put the headphones, I would be listening to Spotify or maybe a podcast, maybe not so much the radio, but we're on the road all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think radio is great. Now, what about the TV? Because we still have KUAM, and they're doing well, and we still have a good portion of the demographics that are still watching TV.
Yeah.
Right. Midday, evening, and that was my question. I said, are you guys getting the spots that you're looking for? And said, well, it's changing.
Yeah.
Right. It's changing because
it's funny how you bring this up, because yesterday we had a radio meeting and we're talking about content and what holds people, and it's content is pretty much the key factor. If you keep the people entertained with your content, everything else around it forms, right? So right now people are listening to you and I, and we're being entertaining and being informative. Now they're going to hear the break when we go to it.
Right.
And so as far as TV, as far as radio, now you have different aspects, just like YouTube, and then you also have TikTok and Facebook, all these platforms that people can take advantage of. And so the marketing part, it's not just TV and radio. You have to have the resources financially to start hitting all these platforms so that the message that you're putting out is consistent and it reaches a wider audience. And so anybody that is successful in doing that might be the next governor, lieutenant governor / senator in the 39th Guam legislature, only because their message hit the masses.
Yeah, no, and one of the things that we also, that I was able to see as well is that you can never go wrong with the grassroots.
Oh, never.
And so those one-on-ones, and we've seen, for example, Josh and Tina have had a lot of rallies so far, and they're drawing in the crowds.
Yes, they
Those
are.
crowds are large on the Democrat side, right? So, but being able to have the opportunity to have a one-on-one with all those people, you can't go wrong with that, right? I mean, because even though they have raised quite a bit of money, and I believe Josh has raised is top on the Democrat side, and I believe Tony's on top on the Republican side. The spots can only get you so much.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's really the rallies. It's really talking to the people, getting out there.
And that's what I pointed out too as well, right? When I wrote my op-ed talking about who, what, when, where, and why, right? When can you meet these people? Are they accessible? Are they just there at the big rallies where you can see them, or do they sit down with you and talk to you face to face and know your plight? Daily.
That's interesting you say that, because the accessibility has been a word that I've been hearing a lot. They have access to pick up the phone or send a message, and we see things happening, and that's very powerful, and especially on a small island like this. Right?
Oh yeah.
And so to have layers and layers of just bureaucracy or just bumps that you can't get things done and you can't, or your message is not able to reach or a mayor or a senator or the governor or lieutenant governor or the congressman or congresswoman, because you have to go through all these different layers. We're
And
nimble enough to be able to make the decisions quickly enough and pass on information.
I've seen a lot of candidates or, politicians like, oh, yeah, just call me, set up a meeting and everything. And then when you call the office, they give you all the runaround. I mean, the layers you're talking about. I'm like, look, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a voter. If you don't get her on right now to talk to me, they lost my vote.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
That's how you deal with these people.
Grassroots. That's absolute. And we have a lot of candidates, incumbents, some that are better than others when it comes to
the gift of gab.
Well, no, the follow up.
Yeah. Oh yes, man. The follow up. Yes.
When you get that call, let me just tell you, because we hear it all the time. Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a call. It's okay. And because I'm the type that if you invite me somewhere and you're like, hey, I have a family dinner, I'm like, oh, you're going to see me there, right?
Yeah.
But the folks that do the follow-up, and I get a phone call saying, hey, listen, I remember our conversation last Saturday, just wanted to follow up and see what we can do. You just jumped a couple of notches up. And I'm like, you know what? You took the time to call me back. You took the time to maybe write it down. Because, just imagine how much detail they're getting from these one-on-ones when they're going on.
And then when you make such a small gesture, because I think it was Carl Gutierrez that told me, that, the one problem that may seem small to you could be the biggest problem that person's dealing with.
Right.
So just to sit down and talk to them, that pretty much starts the process of taking that anxiety, because now you have somebody listening to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I don't see that today. I mean, maybe because it hasn't happened to me. No senator wants me to call them or.
Well, I mean, I think the mechanisms have changed, right? I mean, before we asked that, we would pick up the phone. Now it's just a simple message, text, or hey, I messaged you, and oh, I'm sorry, I missed it, So, but when you get that call, right, that's it. It always goes a long way. So, so with that, we will take a quick break, and then we'll be back on the bright side.
Truck season is here at Triple J Ford, and we're blowing out deals on America's toughest lineup. Drive off in a new Ford Maverick starting at just $33,995, or step up to the legendary F-150 starting at $44,995. Need more capability? Check out the Ranger, Super Duty, Bronco, Explorer, Transit vans, and more, with dozens available to choose from. And for a limited time, get a free $500 gas card with your qualifying Ford truck purchase. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Triple J Ford, built Ford tough, built for Guam.
It's time to shed those socks and let your toes breathe. Welcome to a very liberating edition of the National Day Spotlight for June 1st.
While shedding your shoes feels like a casual summer luxury, parts of Europe have turned walking without shoes into a wellness science. Across Germany and Austria, towns feature dedicated parks known as barefoot paths. These are carefully engineered walking paths made of contrasting natural textures, including damp mud, smooth river stones, dry pine cones, and rough bark. Stripping off your shoes for National Go Barefoot Day to walk these paths naturally massages the soles of your feet, triggering dozens of neurological pathways that modern footwear completely numbs. By forcing your body to adapt to the changing terrain, you naturally strengthen your foot arches, improve your posture, and experience a sensory connection to the earth that a rubber shoe sole simply cannot provide.
I don't care. I still think that the dry pine cones and the rough bark would be painful. However, not as painful as stepping on a Lego.
That is true.
Or a micro machine.
And I noticed that they took off the broken glass and fires, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We are also celebrating National Say Something Nice Day and National Pen Pal Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Marlo Anderson with National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Founded in the early days of the web and still going strong today, Pair Networks now hosts over 150,000 websites for its demanding customers worldwide. Setting the standards for excellence, Pair Networks has a technical and support staff that's second to none. A highly stable company with top-of-the-line technology, Pair Networks offers total reliability and flexibility for your website, and even a money-back guarantee. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Make the move today. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks. World-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
The road to Adelup is off and running. This time, we sit down with Republican candidate Speaker Frank Blass and Dr. Mary Okada. Catch the full conversation that took place on May 7th on the Wave 105's YouTube channel. Stay informed and hear their vision for Guam's future. Wave 105 is a glimpse of Guam radio station.
Attention all 2026 graduates! Looking for the perfect spot to celebrate your big achievement? Chili's is the best place to be. Just show proof of graduation and enjoy a complimentary meal on us. Now through June 30th. It's our way of saying congrats. Some restrictions apply. Visit chilisguam.com/special promos for more details. Only at Chili's. Great food and memories happen here.
Truck season is here at Triple J Ford, and we're blowing out deals on America's toughest lineup. Drive off in a new Ford Maverick starting at just $33,995, or step up to the legendary F-150 starting at $44,995. Need more capability? Check out the Ranger, Super Duty, Bronco, Explorer, Transit vans, and more, with dozens available to choose from. And for a limited time, get a free $500 gas card with your qualifying Ford truck purchase. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Triple J Ford, built Ford tough, built for Guam.
Pick up package at the post office? Check. Drop off dry cleaning? Check. Gas up? Check. Pick up online order at Subway? Check.
You value your time and efficiency. So when you order at SubwayPacific.com, Subway makes sure your sub, salad, or wrap is ready for you. With just a few taps on your phone on SubwayPacific.com, your food will be ready to pick up at your convenience or delivered via Good to Go. Either way, when you order online at SubwayPacific.com, you can do your thing while Subway gets your meal fresh and ready for you. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
The road to Adelup is here. And this time we spoke with Democrat candidates, Senator Toriz Terlahi and Senator Sabina Perez. Here is your opportunity to hear how they plan to govern Guam. Watch the conversation on Wave 105's YouTube channel, dated May 28th. This is a glimpse of Guam radio station.
Balanced, fair, thoughtful. Wave 105 FM.
Welcome back to the show. Here's the number, 671-922-1051 or 2. Give us a call. Sitting in for Pauly Suba. On the first half of the show, the first 2 hours, Mr. Charlie Hermosa. And Charlie, our day will come in the form of August 1st.
Ooh, day of reckoning.
Our day of reckoning.
We will bring our receipts over. We will bring our receipts. But
are you gonna have anything happening on election night at Beans and Barrels?
Yeah, we're just
like
funny you say that. We were actually a group of us were actually discussing about doing a watch party.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because again, as much as we talk about it, it's going to be a very pivotal time for us to be able to see how this whole thing shapes out. And there's so many. I mean, there's so many races to watch.
Yeah.
And so, it's really, really important that we make it quasi fun in some ways, right?
Definitely.
I mean, and so I will tell you, like, even when I lived in Puerto Rico, let me just tell you how they did April 15th.
That's their election day.
No. April. I'm sorry. I should have preempted everything. Sorry. April 15th is tax. When you pay your taxes.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Right. So similar here, right?
Yeah.
But the way that when I filed my taxes there one year, and it was my first time I did it, and didn't know they did it this way. They have stages and bands in all the locations that you're dropping off your tax documents. And so it's a big party, and so they have live bands, and you have all the all the beer trucks there, and you go in with a little sad face, you come out, and then you have a couple of drinks, and you're listening to good music, and it was just a different take on some. Some may find it a solemn day when you're going in with your taxes and you have to check it.
I'll only find it solemn when I have to pay taxes.
No, absolutely,
But I'll have a party with you guys if I'm getting a tax return.
No, absolutely. So, but and so we wanted, we were discussing about that. We were thinking about doing a watch party.
Yeah.
And we wanted to invite, but even before then, one of the things that we want to do is really invite all the candidates. We're thinking about doing a night where we invite. Not the owners, but the actual folks that are working behind the scenes in all the restaurants in Agania and my team, right? All the folks that are working in the kitchen, all the folks that are serving, the drive-throughs, and we want to invite those folks to, come on out and sit down and hear. We want to have like an open mic for the candidates to not talk to the business owners.
Yeah.
Talk to the folks that are talk to the folks that are getting impacted. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way it should be. So we're thinking about that, and we're going to roll something out shortly, trying to get a couple of the business owners to, to give a thumbs up, and we want to invite all the employees over, to the shop and Beans and Barrels, and have an open mic, and have the candidates come up and really, again, not talk to the business owners, talk to the people that are really living it, right? That are boots on the ground, folks that are living it, day in and day out. And
kind of like that idea.
And you never know, those are the discussions where some, possibly policies come out, for the candidates, and something that they can actually talk through about. But I think that's a really good way to be able to get folks to really come out and really just be, nothing scripted, nothing rehearsed, just really. Really coming out of the heart.
Unedited. Unfiltered. In your face.
Yeah. Discussions, and they're always fun. So we're thinking of preempting open mic, and then we would lead into doing a watch party for the election.
Considering that there's 5, right? There's 5 gubernatorial teams, and it's going to be a long night, considering.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I mean, depending and you can actually almost trend this by looking at the early vote, right? Which I believe is sometime in July. Don't quote me, but I think it's either July 7th or July 17th. I got to ask Maria about that.
Yeah, the early vote's going to be very, very important. Very important.
Because, when you see the interest of people actually going out, and it could be construed in like how many ways, right? If there's a low voter turnout, does that translate into a low voter turnout on August 1st, right? Or if you see a high voter turnout on the early voting, does it translate to like people are gonna? So we won't know. It's going to be a hit or miss.
Yeah, that's good data. That's really good data to find out. It was funny because during the last election period, I was running around with John Savares up in Ukudo High School.
Yeah,
and we made a bet, and because he was saying we were watching and polling everybody coming in to Ukudu and vote, and he gave me a number based on the traffic flow.
Yeah.
Right. And he said, he kind of looked out into the street, and he was like, 32%. I said, how did you come up with that number? He's like, listen, I've been doing this for such a long time.
No, you would know.
With his mom, and he's like, and so I said, okay, I'll give you plus or minus 2.
Yeah.
If you're in range, then I owe you a dinner. And sure enough, he was
spot on.
He was spot on. And
wow.
And so, but it would be interesting to see if those numbers are a clear indication of how the voter turnout is going to be on August 1st. Yeah. And I'm hoping, and we're pushing, we're definitely, I think the Guam Election Commission is going to do everything they can to to get us off the ballot. I mean, no, I mean to make sure that everybody comes out to vote, and to come out and vote. And I think we need to continue to push that. We need to continue to folks to come out, and hopefully on the early voting we really get good numbers.
Yeah.
And good numbers, and because we do have, again, like you said, for the first time, 2 Republican teams, right? I mean, in a long time, and three on the Democrat side.
3,
so,
and 5 all together. So it's like,
I mean, and so when you're dicing that, and you're looking at the polls, and the one thing I wanted to ask you was, now, I would have thought that there would, there's certain polls that are out there now, but I don't think they're very indicative of the numbers, because I look at the number of the data sets that they're taking.
Yeah.
Don't know if those are in line, because it's a little still early. But I haven't really seen too many polls.
I haven't seen too many polls. I've heard about a lot, quite a few. And, I try not to really talk about it because, I haven't seen it for myself.
Right.
And I cannot digest it, so if you were to ask me where so-and-so is, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I really don't.
Well, I mean, let's throw something out to the listeners right now, because, I think that with all the heat that's in the news today, right? I mean, with, contracts and misconduct, and also some are related, some have a dotted line, right? So they're all not related or directed towards any specific, candidate. I mean, the contract, Tony. But when you have, a former Governor Carl, what impact does that have? But what I want to throw out to the listeners is, and hopefully, give us a call, is if, obviously that is, you're proven, you're innocent until proven guilty, right?
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but does that initial impact, does that the sway you initially, right? If you were to go into the voting booth next week.
Yeah. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the message, or are you thinking about what you just saw on the headlines?
Exactly. What is your train of thought? Like, are you thinking about that? Is that going to sway? Because we go back to, unfortunately, what happened to former Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio.
Yeah.
Right? With the gun grabbing.
Yeah.
Right? That situation.
But here's the thing. You're talking about numbers. Ray had the numbers behind him. He would have been the first lieutenant governor to become governor. The polls had showed Ray leading. Had he not done that whole gunslinging thing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So do you think that was a huge...
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, and when the memes started coming out, the jokes and everything, it's like, it's almost like you kind of like want to stay away from, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole, because now whatever stigma he had is going to connect to you because you're supporting him.
Right.
And so I don't know if that's going to, play here. And we still have 2 months to go, and anything can come out.
Right. So from now until August 1, what is the train, because there's a lot of stuff coming out, and so are things that are being thrown out in the news right now, are they going to impact the way, if you were going to go into the voting booth next week, let's just say, would that make you change the way you were going to vote? Now,
to answer that question, if you're asking me personally, I would say I really have to be reassured. And if I have to find out, I will go to the team that I'm supporting and say, okay, guys, what's going on here? And if they say, look, it's all just, muddying the waters. There's no truth behind it and everything. And I stand on my record, and I stand on the service that I provided this island. And that would probably reassure me that, okay, I'm going to vote for you now. Because like I said, I'm only human.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And if that's me,
I mean, because emotions,
I'm a privy to all of this stuff.
Emotions plays a huge role, right?
Does.
I mean, emotions really play a huge role. For me, the way that I'm going to look at it, and as you mentioned before, Tony has rolled out a platform.
Yes.
And I think that they're going to continue to build on that, right? Because they rolled it all out.
Yes.
Right. And so on the social media, you got to scroll through all of them, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're going to do one by one. And then obviously Blas Okada, they've rolled out their messaging as well as far as their experience.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see is, take a little bit of a position, with their current platform that they're rolling out and match it up with things that are happening now. And so, for example, in the newspaper today, what I was reading, and I was actually just reading it before we came on the show, was DRT received a grant for $855,000.
Okay.
For motor carrier. The motor carrier gets $855,000 grant, and the article goes on to discuss as far as what they can use the funds for, safer roads and all that. But we know that, and we have funds for that as well.
Yeah.
And the taxes that are taken out of our paycheck goes into all those type of funds.
Yeah. So
to be able to have safer roads, good schools. So what I would like to see is really get something very constructive on how we're not able, how are you, if you were in a position where you are managing that, because, the DRT director is going to roll up under the executive branch and they're going to report into them. How are you going to manage? How are you going to ensure that we actually see the money working? If we see the grant money working, how are we going to see that? And I think that is, for me, the level where I want to see, and up to the point where just a quick blurb on, we're going to use 855, and every month we're going to have a dashboard that shows every month we're going to post how
every last cent,
how it's been working, roads here. And that's because it's information.
Yeah.
And
it should be that way. It's public information.
It should be. But that's where I call out a lot of directors, because I can't find any information.
Well,
it's almost like we're left in the dark.
No, you're always going to see that part in our progress, with the billboard and say what they're doing and public law, this grant was provided by.
That's it.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
A billboard.
But there's no progress. Like, there's no progress report. And so then, we should be able to hold.
The sad thing about it is that's how it starts. Pardon our progress.
Yes, this road's going to be a little bumpy for a couple of months until we get it finished. But,
so pardon our progress.
Yes, but again, so I think to me that's where the level of accountability really lies, is the fact that if they're very transparent and they're very upfront and to show us the progress that it's happening, and you're providing all that information to the public, then we're like, okay, things are happening. But when we're left in the dark, and we see all this money coming through, and then we're looking at a $1.5 billion budget, and we don't see anything in return for that. All we see is just we're paying taxes, we're getting all these grants, we're getting federal funding, and then things just don't seem to be getting any better. We're closing more schools down. We're closing 6 schools down.
Yeah.
The roads, okay, that's fine. We might have gotten through fixing some of the roads, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that when it rains, a lot of the roads haven't been striped.
Yeah.
It's really dangerous out there.
The flood mitigation,
the
where
flood,
the water,
the lights.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go down again, but these are things that are so obvious. I can recite them. These candidates, and those that are running for the 39th, where they stand is the policy, right? They need to. So when they ask you and say, well, what are you going to do when you get in? A lot of the stuff has to be based on the policy that they see that would make the biggest impact.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to say it, right? I mean, the measurement and the scorecard for all these incumbents have to be is your laws that you proposed, what impact did it have on me, or what impact did it have on you?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
they should do like a impact study for everything that they pass, because if you're just going to pass laws just to pass it, I once had somebody tell me, oh, we're going to put out quality bills versus quantity. And I'm like, well, if the bills you're pumping out is crap, then it doesn't mean anything to me.
Exactly.
And I'm like, gosh, dude.
And we got to be able to see right through that.
Yeah.
We got to be able to grade them on that.
Yeah.
And so we grade them by giving them a vote or not.
Yeah, and at least in this show, we're going to do something similar to what we did with the Road to White House. Road to Adelup. I'm sorry.
With the
senatorials.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
And I had the idea of putting a Democrat and a Republican, right? Because there's only 18, so it's leveled, right?
Why not?
Well, because they're not going up against each other on the primaries. So I'm probably going to put 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans.
No,
Yeah.
I would see
like
because
on the air with us.
At the end of the day, they have to work together.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? They may be on different aisles.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the what they care the most should be the people.
Yeah.
And so it'll be
Because I was
interesting.
thinking maybe get a Republican and a Democrat perspective on one question, right? It'll be like, what is up with Simon Sanchez? Get the Democrat's perspective. Get the Republican. But I'm still tweaking it out.
No,
I don't know yet.
I would I would do it. I
Yeah.
think it'll be interesting because I think I think the people are going to have a good opportunity to see is that at the end of the day, all of us want the same thing.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
how we achieve it is the differentiator. How we get to the outcomes is a little different. And that's where people have to decide on which way they would want to go.
I
Because,
mean-
if the outcome is that we need to dish out more money, we have to pay more taxes, I don't know. I'm very anti-tax.
Oh yeah. You and me both.
But now, but if the taxes were working, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't see the taxes working right now, and that's where I think that we need to be able to raise that question and say, okay, what is your platform on making these things happen? Because a lot of the things that have been said is, everybody wants everything, but it costs.
Yeah.
In order for things to happen, even on the policy perspective, there's money. Like, for example, we want to stand up a task force, and they want to get this done, and you're like, well,
Pauly and I are planning this out, and I haven't approached him about it yet, right? But during the Road to Adaloop segments and everything, I let Pauly do it, ask all the questions and everything. But I think this time around with the senatorial candidates, I'm going to ask my questions.
Oh yeah.
And it's not going to be your easy fly-by-night, what do you think about tourism? No. It's like,
Yes.
I'm going to get down to the nitty-gritty, because this is things that I want to know.
You know what? And if there's any way that you can make it interactive with the YouTube listeners, because I watch you guys on YouTube, and so, if there's any way that you can make it interactive, where, the candidate unfortunately gives us fluff or gives us little word salad and just kind of goes around, gives them thumbs up or
for that
thumbs up,
segment,
thumbs down.
We're calling it Beyond the Vote, right? It's going to be the no fluff zone. We're going to get the answer.
Yes.
And if you can't answer it, tough, right?
Yeah. But
I better stop it because they probably won't accept my invitations when I start pumping it.
No. I think most will. I really do. I think that when you look at it, there's a lot of folks that are returning back.
Yeah.
From you have a former senator,
Amanda
Shelton,
Shelton, Talina Nelson, Clint Ridgell,
Will Senator Will Castro.
Oh yeah, Will Castro, and then also Louise Muña, and then also Louise Muña Borja, and then also Roy Canata.
Oh yes. So again, the lineup is mixed with folks that have been in. They have a little bit of experience, or some have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And then you have the freshmen, and then you have the seasoned folks that have been seniors that have been, not by age, but as far as working in the government.
There are some people that need to get out.
But I would tell you, I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm glad you guys are doing that because, but I'm still going to push to see if it would be great to have both one and one.
All right, I'll take you up on that. Maybe
for sure.
I could. I was trying to make them feel comfortable coming in, right?
Oh no,
like for instance, our good friend Jerry England will come in, and then he's going with our good friend Dave Duenas. It's going to be pretty much boys, a boys session on the air. But then, you're right. I want some. I don't want the fluff deal. I want to put Jerry and Dave, to task. In answering questions.
And I don't think you would. I don't think you get a flub from Jerry or David. I don't think so, because the conversations that I've had, coffee that I've had with Jerry, it's really straightforward. And I know where he lies with certain issues that I'm for, and especially when it comes to our president, right? And I get it, and I have to respect his opinion, but it doesn't mean that we can't talk through it, and we have. And And that's what I respect about Jerry is the fact that
Very knowledgeable
very
guy.
very
Yeah.
knowledgeable. He has a lot of information, but he's very vocal as far as where he sits on certain issues, and
I remember-
that's his point, right? I mean, but he
Yeah.
doesn't. He has never ever said, well, this is I can't believe you're a Marine and you side on this.
Isn't
and
he a Marine too?
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
so he's never forced any of that. And then Dave, just has a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. And he really formulates, and I would say Dave is more, I think he sees
Dave has
things
that
both
attitude,
sides.
like when he looks at something and he's like, "What in the world were you thinking about?" And I'm like, really? That's Dave's attitude, right?
Well, he sees both sides. Dave really sees both sides.
No,
right?
but I like that because he calls it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But there was a time where I had a conversation with Jerry Yingling, and he was telling me about funds that were coming in for the airport. I forgot what it was, but it made a whole lot of sense. And the legislature could have used that because it was funds coming in from the federal government, and this had to deal a lot with the airport. And he carried this knowledge even after the fact, right? And he was like, the senators, it's law already, they can do this. The law's already in the books. I forgot what it was. I got to talk to him about it because that could be one way that we can improve the services at the airport. And with people like that has institutional knowledge like that, those are the people I would like to get in, that I would like to see come in the legislature, because again, outside looking in, and he's been out of out of the government for a long time, and now he's running, and he sees where he can actually make the difference, and where the help can be put to. And there's this it's not a standing rule with the legislature, but before you write a bill, right, and this was practiced in previous legislatures, before you write a bill, before you even submit it, you have to do your due diligence to find the funding first before you even talk about, well, this agency needs this.
Yeah, well, where are you going to get the money?
Exactly.
Yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
dead on arrival
Oh.
once you even introduce it.
No.
And so that's, and so with somebody like Jerry having knowledge about federal funds and, as far as the airport is concerned, I kind of like the idea that, okay, this guy knows his stuff, and he can actually, go in and say, okay, there is a grant, there is existing grants for such things. We can focus our efforts in getting that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're coming up to the top of the hour,
Yes.
but the last statement I would leave is the fact that at the end of the day, everybody who makes it in a 39 has to work together, because what we've seen in the past, even though the administration and you have the majority, you have everything down the line, we still haven't been able to move forward. So something has to, the working, the collaboration between both sides has to come into play in order for things to move forward. We've seen it, right? Democrats had, administration, had the majority, and, we can size that up.
Yes.
Now, obviously, Democrat administration, Republican majority, we can size that up as well. So, again, it's a matter of being able to work together and pushing the bills and laws that are really going to impact our people. That is where we need to maybe be able to make the decision and get the right folks into the 39th.
Yes.
And so with that, Ryan, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the bright side.
You're listening to KGUM-FM Dedido, Wave 105.1 FM, the talk of Guam, a proud Glimpses media radio station.
A health savings account can offer the rare benefit of a triple tax advantage. I'm Stephen Cates with the Bankrate Personal Finance Minute. As healthcare costs continue to climb, many Americans are choosing high-deductible health plans, often abbreviated HDHPs. These plans usually come with lower monthly premiums, but a higher out-of-pocket cost before insurance coverage really kicks in. A major benefit of these plans is access to a health savings account, or HSA. These accounts allow eligible workers to set aside money tax-free for qualified medical expenses. Contributions can reduce taxable income. Investment growth inside the account is tax-free, and withdrawals for approved healthcare expenses are also tax-free. That's why HSAs are often described as offering a triple tax advantage. Unlike flexible spending accounts, unused HSA money rolls over year to year, and the account stays with you even if you change jobs. Some people even use HSAs as long-term savings tools for future healthcare expenses in retirement. Still, a high deductible plan is not a right fit for everyone. Families with ongoing medical needs may face significant upfront costs, so it's important to compare total expenses, not just monthly premiums. For more, check out Bankrate. I'm Stephen Cates.
At Johns Hopkins, I'm Elizabeth Tracy. Changes to DNA that are added on top of the baseline order of its building blocks are known as epigenetics, and these changes are implicated in a number of diseases and conditions, including pancreas cancer. Now, a Johns Hopkins study points to specific changes and how they show up in cell regulation as one culprit in driving the disease. Kimmel Cancer Center Director William Nelson at Johns Hopkins says there is a practical aspect.
The challenge, the mechanisms for epigenetics are quite complex. Remember, you have the same genes in your eye that you do in your toe, yet your eye is nothing like your toe. So it's all related to which genes you use and which genes you don't. And that's true of every cell in your body has the same genome in it. It's really quite amazing. When that process goes awry in cancer cells, it's going to be complicated. And this is an example of how trying to pin down specific mechanisms, providing opportunities perhaps to intervene productively for treatment.
At Johns Hopkins, I'm Elizabeth Tracy.
Where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger, and the vibe is always local. Wave 105, Glimpses Media.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
Eat fresh in just a few clicks. Order online at SubwayPacific.com for pickup or delivery. Online ordering at SubwayPacific.com is powered by Good to Go, We Deliver. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
The road to Adelup is in full swing. We recently spoke with Democrat candidates Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and Senator Tina Munilla Barnes to learn more about their vision for Guam. Catch the full conversation that took place on May 26th on the Wave 105's YouTube channel. This is a Glimpses of Guam radio station.
Balanced, fair, thoughtful. Wave 105 FM.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long. The feeling that I feel for you is more than stronger. Take it from me, if you give a little more than you're asking for, your love.
Welcome back to the show. We are KGUM FM, Dedido Guam. My name is Ryan Nicholas. Thank you for tuning in. Here's the number, 671-922-1051 or 52. Sitting in for Mr. Pauly Suba, at least for the first half of the show, all the way up till 4, Mr. Charlie Hermosa. How you doing, sir?
And good afternoon, and welcome back. We're almost getting to that drive time now.
Yeah.
My name is Charlie Hermosa. I'm sitting in for Pauly, and Ryan's always just a great time being here with you. But we haven't said, for those who have been listening, Pauly is out because...
one of his kids is graduating, I believe, from JFK. So also congratulations to the students of JFK, class of 2026. Actually, on the way over, I met one of them. She was still in her gown at the gas station. She was getting something to eat, and I looked at her. I'm like, JFK? And she's like, yeah, congratulations. So
absolutely,
yeah.
big moment, and
Yes.
to me that's
milestone.
milestones, right? One step closer, right? And I think that you're going to get a lot of that's one step closer to either going into the workforce, right? And you may go straight into working. And there's a lot of open positions right now. And, every time you look at the help wanted, there's a lot of help wanted ads out there.
Yeah.
So it's not that we don't have work. It's just the type of work that people are looking for. So when it comes to the manpower side, we have a lot of folks that are graduating both at the high school level, at the college level, and they're all taking their next step into their future. So a lot of folks going into the military, a lot of folks staying at home, going to UOG, and so congratulations again to the JFK class of 2026, and thank you, because that may alleviate a little bit of the traffic in the midday.
But it doesn't do any good for your power bill.
No, because if they're not working outside, they're going to be inside doing their thing and using up the AC and all the power. So, but yeah, really looking forward to seeing. I have a lot of friends who have kids that are graduating JFK, so congratulations on that, and look forward to seeing their next step and their next move. And do we have a caller, Ryan? Or oh, okay, great.
You caller on line 1.
All right, half a day. Good afternoon.
Who am I talking to?
This is Charlie Hermosa.
Hey, Charlie, I heard one time you yelled about some traffic lights that needed to be put in some places or they weren't working.
Oh, the what?
That was you?
For the what? I'm sorry, I missed that other.
Traffic lights.
Oh, the traffic lights, yes.
In the highway?
Yes.
Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, man, the Stumble Garden?
Yes.
If you ever pass there, if you live in there, man, just to get in and out of that place, it's like playing, what do you call it? Suicidal, because it's no traffic light coming in and out of that place, and they got people living there.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe you can get them to put a traffic light there.
No, I know. And that's the thing, so the other issue, Ryan and I were discussing earlier, right? I think that, how much pressure, I've been, not going after, but, I've been very critical about DPW as far as not being able to take care of the things that they should be taking care of. But up to what point, right? Because, even earlier, I had a discussion with somebody said, well, they're on their way out now. Right, some of these directors. So you're not probably going to see anything really, really happening until the new administration gets into place.
And that's important, because as they always say, if you see something, say something.
Right.
But sometimes things like that doesn't matter.
Absolutely. We should not wait 6 months. We
and one more thing, man. Talking about that money, you can hook me up with they want. I don't talk to them, man. I know some people who took like $400,000 from the ARP funds, man, and I think it legally steal it, and they got away with it. And like I said, I opened, so I just cracked it open and stepped in and showed them what doors to open, because that's so nice when you can get away and steal money legally and no one cares. White collar crimes stop on this island, and
right.
I don't think anybody says it's there. And like I said, send a top dog, FBI, my number. Tell them to pick me up. I say, if dog only can't do it, then I do it, man. That's what you look at. You go after that one, and then that one can lead you to other doors. Because some of the stuff that they allow to happen in the asylum is uncalled for.
Right.
And we were raised to let it go.
Right. And it goes to your point, right? It's is it what is it? Is it that we don't care? Because if you see something, say something. And so, that's the level of responsibility that we have, is to be able to raise these things up. But then then we have to take it to the next level. And if we don't see anything happening, then what? That's the issue that I have right now, is that we all know what's going on, and we've been raising it. We see it. We say it, but who ultimately?
They say prove it. That's what they say, prove it. You know what I mean?
You're getting cut off a little bit. Sorry,
I know they have to say prove it and they get away with it. We're not that kind of people, man.
Yeah.
We're not that way, and the only thing they learn and master in politics is
Right.
how to do things legally. And like I said, crack the door for me. And I hate that one door and open up other doors. And I know, because our sessions, the people your value, live on this island, and I've seen a lot of stuff go on. Even the vote voted.
Right.
It's got to stop, man, because we got to live there, and we're better than that, man. And if it becomes that 90%, 30, we got to drop it down to at least 40 so we can live.
Right.
Because you can get away and murder, and I can open the door to you and come to the United States. That kind of, they will hunt you down and kill you.
Right.
But anyway, Charlie, thanks for listening.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. No, I absolutely, completely agree. I mean, if you say something, if you see something, say something. But then, but he brings up a really good point. At what point does it feel like, nobody really cares? And, our voices have to be heard. And I think that is the rally, right? That is where, we all need to be able to come together and really make a movement to see some type of action to fix the issues that are just things that can be taken care of really, quickly, but we're not.
Yeah.
And again, to another point that he made was, none of us want that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is sort of the cycle that we get into, is that, if you feel, and this is what I call the pothole syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when we start going around the pothole, everybody knows exactly where that pothole is. It doesn't get fixed. We start going around it. We say something, our tires blow, we're all upset and angry. We call up the powers that be, nothing gets done, and then all of a sudden we just start driving around it. And just around it and around it and around it, and all become, and now the pothole is part of our everyday life where we just go around it.
Yeah.
And it never gets fixed.
Well, I want just to recognize the mayors out there, because some mayors do try to do what they can with what little they have. I mean, we see like the Cascal white dirt, fill it up, or they just patch it up with whatever little asphalt they have. But that doesn't, once the wear and tear on that comes out, the pothole gets bigger and it becomes more of a nuisance. Because but the mayors do they do their due diligence in trying to fix that problem.
No, absolutely. But again, it goes back to the fact that we start accepting it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes the norm.
Mhm.
But the pothole's still there.
Mhm.
And it doesn't get fixed. And then, we're not holding anybody accountable. I mean, like, why are we not putting some, putting somebody right next to it and holding up a sign saying like, hey, you need to fix this.
It would be a great marketing tool for camps, right? Or even senatorial candidates. I would do a video, right? And try to address, go around the island and see which potholes are there and what's what's a problem for the community, and just stand. Hi, I'm Ryan St. Nicholas, and over here in Jigo we have a pothole. And then next one, hey, guess what? I'm down in Mauricio and there's another pothole.
And let me tell you, no, and Ryan, let me just tell you, I know even you can give me whatever nickname you want, because I've heard it all, even on Pothole Charlie, blah blah blah, but I will tell you that some of these potholes, they have names.
Yeah.
They have names. And so I was having a discussion, and they said,
that one's all Big Betty right
yeah,
there.
That's the the Cross Island. I was like, what? Yeah. And the discussion is like, yeah, we'll just go around it. Yeah, okay. And so that has to stop.
Yeah.
And so if we want to take a very strong position, that's going back to the discussion as far as who we're going to give our vote to.
Yeah.
It's for those who are really going to really make an impact, and the impact is not hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
If you go out there and start putting
Videos
asphalt,
together?
putting
Yeah.
asphalt. No, if you go out there and you start putting asphalt and fixing some of these potholes, that have names.
I mean, look at Will Parkinson when he did the two birds in the bush or whatever.
Oh, yes.
That.
Hey,
that actually got him elected. But after the typhoon, I was like, well, you better start cutting down the bush now. It kind of was like a double-edged sword.
Right. It can be. It can be, absolutely.
But, can you imagine? And for any candidate out there that wants to take my ideas, please feel free. All right. Because one, if you stand right near a pothole in all the different villages and make a little collage as to what villages and what potholes and everything, one, it tells me this, that you see and recognize a problem that has been there in perpetuity, pretty much, right?
Right.
But forever and a day. But the mere fact that you're noticing it and you're recognizing it tells me that this guy is serious about fixing it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Completely agree.
So, charge to my account. Okay. Just send the checks.
No. And switching gears a little bit from the political side, and because we can talk about that all day long, and just you're reading all these different articles and news headlines as far as what's going on, but switching gears just slightly, and obviously with the restaurant that I'm part of now, and kind of seeing the locals, somebody had asked me like, how's the business going? I said, business right now is really made up from the local community.
Yeah.
That's the support that we're getting in the military. And, we're a little bit off the beaten path when it comes to tourism. They go down to Chamorro Village and so forth. But having said that, the one thing that I wanted to kind of twist a little bit is the fact that what I've started to see is, the village fiestas, right? I mean, and that, one took part this weekend, the PD, the inaugural one. And, I would love to read and see how impactful that was, because there was a picture. There was a picture of all the canopies. There was live music. And in the background, the sun was going down.
Yeah.
And it was just like picturesque. It was just amazing. And that, to me, like, if anybody just wanted to kind of take a deep breath, kind of put things behind, have some good food, be along the water, watching the sunset, hearing good music, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's all about. And I'm glad to see a lot more of these activities happening, and it should go right through every single village.
It should. And I think the villages, the mayors are working together, because they don't want to overlap each other's event. I mean, because prior to the PD event that happened just this weekend, we had the Mango Festival.
Right, the week before.
The week before, and then right after the PD event, Santa Rita is having the Papaya Festival thing going on. So and GVB is coming out supporting these events, because the whole thing was, tourists, they stay in Taiwan and they don't really get the essence of Guam. Well, that picture you just talked about captures the whole
unbelievable
essence. Yeah, the whole essence of Guam.
And you know how much money people would spend just for that? I mean, I'm telling you, if you would take that picture and send it across the world, people would be like, where is that? I mean, because let me just tell you again, canopy, foods, people are walking around, they have food in their hands.
Sundown
the sun is coming in right on the west side, right?
And then you see that proa right there. I mean,
unbelievable. It was just picturesque, and
it was a good event, by the way. I went on Saturday.
Oh, okay, great weather the whole weekend, and
kudos to Mayor Alec and everybody.
Congratulations to Mayor Alec, and obviously being the head of the mayor's council as well. Hopefully those things will continue to go down to the different villages, and now you say Santa Rita's coming up, so that's great. I think that it's a great opportunity for everybody in the community to come out, just enjoy really good food, good vibes. Obviously even Santa Rita, you have some really great scenery, right? Even though you're a little bit on the higher elevation side, I mean, you get a higher
visual.
yeah, no, exactly. But in PD, I mean, you could walk right in. It's like right next to the water. It was just unbelievable. And it was cleared out, right?
Yeah.
Obviously because of the typhoon. But it was just they made it look really, really amazing.
And
so
the good thing about this event is that Mayor Alec also involved fisheye, with their snorkeling, and then they had a little thing with hiking the mangroves
Right.
and everything. So, and according to him, because you had to register online, they had to it was gonna be just like one group, but the demand was great because a lot of people wanted to take part in it, and when they saw it, they were like, "We're okay, the group 1 and group 2."
Yeah.
To the point where like, okay, we cannot take anybody.
Right,
else.
right. I mean, you had
Yeah.
just so much space, right? You only have so much space. I think it was slightly a little bit of traffic heading down there, which is,
Yeah.
But I think the traffic was well managed.
Yeah.
The parking, I think, was well managed. I don't think people had an issue walking just a little bit to get to the.
I'm sure they had their slight hiccups, but the next time around,
Yeah, I mean, again, depending on the time, I did both ways. Going down, I had there was slight traffic, but again, nothing that you couldn't. You've been in worse traffic, unfortunately. And but the other part is, and the other question would be interesting to see exactly what update there is on that from Mayor Alec, is the fact that where do we stand on the USO, because that was another topic of discussion as we were driving by. And looking, and looking at the parking side, we were like, man, that looks like it's just another beautiful area. But but people were asking, people were asking, hey, what's going on? What happened with because we were supposed to give it, PD was supposed to get it back, and I believe they did, but I think it's still in legal.
It was part of the agreement with the military.
Right.
And so and they had assured the Navy that they're not going to sell it. They're not going to build a monstrosity there. And they're just going to basically clean it up and use it. And what they're using it for is for the public access.
I thought it was going back to PD.
Well, yeah, that's just it. I mean, they shouldn't. I mean, because it was a part of the agreement, they don't even understand why they still need to ask the government of Guam. But there are people that use it. They open up the gate, and when they leave, they lock it up.
Right.
And again, I don't know, but I grew up, and nobody can say, oh, well, it's a military thing, because even the military back then in the 80s, it was still open.
Oh, yeah.
It was still open. I mean, I remember my dad taking me and my brothers down there when we go down south. We would go there and get burgers and everything, and we were mingling with all the military people.
Absolutely,
and they also had flea markets down there, and it was beautiful.
My daughter's grandmother used to work there when she was young.
Nice.
And she has that's where she met her, the grandfather.
Nice.
So great stories, and they talk about the burgers, they talk about the hot dogs, and just good times. The seamen, right? I mean, because obviously the folks getting off the ships as well, the merchant mariners, and just really good vibes, and it just unbelievable. I mean, when you look at it, the location is just, oh my Lord!
Yes.
Like, I mean, again,
And
just
it-
take
and-
that, put that
and
in a
it's so-
postcard, send it around the world.
It's adjacent to Santos Park where the event happened. So
Right.
can you imagine if?
Oh,
wow!
but again, so I think again, congratulations to Mayor Alec. I think it was just.
I think Congressman James Moylan really needs to look into this, because if everybody signed off on it, and if that was the agreement with the Navy to or the Department of War to return it to the village of PD. Yeah, I mean, but it all has to start and it ends and starts with him pretty much, because he's our representative.
Yeah.
And he talks to those high level people.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see where exactly that. But again, that just popped up because of the.
I thought when I asked that question the day before the event, it was funny because I watched this one video with former Senator Will Castro, who was down there too as well, and he was calling it out, and I'm like, did you listen to me? Because it sounds like, dude, you were going word for word. But he even noticed it, that there is that need to return it back to the village of PD, because I mean, I guess, I mean, and then here comes, here you come and everything. And so I think people are like,
something,
yeah.
we cannot just make, we can't just, close our eyes on that. I mean, we need to make sure we follow up and maybe the mayor does have some update or
well,
information.
he does. And I think, because when I did ask him that question, he said he's going to look into it, but this thing has already been approached by him already.
Okay.
And now that the event is pretty much over and done with, the focus is probably going to shift to that.
That's interesting. And again, because even my daughter's grandmother shares just amazing stories about that spot, and just the good times and how things were done back in the day. Just like what you talked about, going down with your dad and having a burger and all that,
and these are things. I mean, and we grew up with it. And it's sad because a lot of the kids nowadays they don't get a chance to live something. I mean,
well, we don't have. I mean, besides going to Tuman, right? I mean, we don't have these stopping.
Yeah.
We don't have these places anymore, and I think that. I mean, that's always been a huge question because once you get out of Agana and you're heading down to, past Big Navy. I mean, the next stop, you have Agate.
Yeah.
There's some really nice places, really local places there, burger joints, but then it's open road until you kind of come around and you hit Talafofo. Or in Arahan, I think another place.
Yeah.
And so, we don't have those places where we can, stop and have a burger. And the reason being is not because, I don't think that we have people that want to do them. I think that from an economic standpoint, it's tough to run a burger joint when you only have so many people coming through. So
there was a place right where Mauricio Perez at was a place called Boonies, right? And this was like, I want to say late 80s, mid 80s and everything. Now coming back from LA and everything, I had a chance to eat some chili fries, right? And I was like, man, Guam doesn't have that. But when I came back, that place was known for having the chili fries, and I would frequent that place just for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? But we and it's not we. And again, I say this from where I the position that I'm in now. But it's not that we want a handout from the government. But we just need a little bit of assistance as far as the way GVB is supporting these fiestas on the weekends.
Yeah.
There has to be some level of support for these establishments as well. Now, whether it's marketing, whether it's pushing, the tourists to go there, whether it's helping out from a price perspective, keeping the food costs down for our local community. I mean, those are the things that I think about. Like, I don't want to raise, I want to keep it at levels where everybody's able to come in and enjoy just the good food and good drinks. And there has to be some type of level. That's the level of help that I would say that the government can give to us, to these restaurant establishments. It's don't tax us, don't kill us on the amount of money that we have to pay in, because it's all going to go back to the people because they spend.
Yeah, and then you pay your taxes, your employee pays your taxes.
Yes.
So when the overhead cost is almost unlivable, most businesses were like, man, I can't do this anymore. Right. And it hurts the economy. It hurts the people that are working for you because they have families too as well. So I get it. I mean, I'm almost, because when you look at the amount of tours that we were doing pre-COVID, we're looking at about probably 1.4 million. And I think the latest numbers that came out.
Oh, you mean
tourism?
Tourists?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, right, after COVID, I think the most we've done was probably about between 700,000 and 800,000.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not that GVB is hogging up all of the tourists and keeping them down there in Tuman. But if it was the case, then I would understand.
Again, I think we have an entire island that we can really, and again, if you look at PD and what was turned into just an amazing weekend, can be done in every single village around the island. And so I think that there has to be a network, a circuit that is promoted by GVB to get everybody, the folks that don't live here, but even the locals as well.
Well, to credit Regine, I know that for the Mango Festival, she forgoed the block party that they had, or they always have every Sunday, and it was only because the Mango Festival. So they kind of opt out not to do it that particular day, so that the focus can be. And that's good. That's one way GVB was assisting too as well. But they were a sponsor.
Great.
Yeah.
Somebody's communicating.
Yes.
That's where like when things just doesn't seem like they were communicating and there's three things going on at once, you're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
no, I feel like that when I have to go to these political fundraisers. I'm like, what?
No, there were certain rules that we're supposed to be following. Everybody was, in the beginning, they were like, no,
really?
Don't worry.
Okay, I'm not going to anything over $50. All right, because financially I can't do it.
It takes a toll.
Yeah.
It takes a
does.
toll. It takes a
does.
toll. So with that, I think we're heading into another break
Yes.
real quick, and we'll be back on the bright side.
At Johns Hopkins, I'm Elizabeth Tracy. Depending on your media exposure, you have likely seen commercials or advertisements for cancer detection tests that look for markers of the disease in your blood. Now a new study examines these tests and determines that they're not really ready for prime time. William Nelson, director of the Kimmel Cancer Center at Johns Hopkins, looks at the data.
The best of these multi-cancer detection tests was only 42% sensitive for early stage cancers. So it can detect some of them, but it's not that good at detecting them. None of them are. And the best one was about 89% sensitive for late stage cancers, which means it's missing 1 in 10 or more. In addition, the false positive, whereas it told you that you might have cancer, was varied in the different tests between 1.5 to almost 24%. That means 1 in 4 times you're told you have a cancer, you don't.
Nelson counsels giving such screening tests a miss for now. At Johns Hopkins, I'm Elizabeth Tracy.
Before this famous flavor arrived, ice cream was strictly smooth, until a texture revolution sparked a decades-long rivalry. Welcome to the National Day Spotlight for June 2nd.
We love the crunchy, pillowy texture of National Rocky Road Day. But the flavor's origin is actually the subject of a bitter California ice cream war. Legend states that in 1929, William Dreyer used his wife's sewing shears to cut up marshmallows and walnuts into chocolate ice cream, naming it Rocky Road to mirror the economic struggles of the Great Depression. However, Fenton's Creamery in Oakland claims they actually invented the mix first by chopping up a popular candy bar and blending it into their chocolate base. By breaking the rule that ice cream had to be perfectly smooth, Rocky Road single-handedly invented the chunk category, paving the way for every cookie dough and peanut butter cup flavor we enjoy today.
There are so many great flavors of ice cream that have chunks of stuff in them.
I do enjoy chunky ice cream, too.
Me too, if there's coconut in
Yeah.
there.
So, see, there's a good reasons to use women's sewing shears.
No, there's not. There are other scissors available that won't get you in the kind of trouble the sewing shears will. We're also celebrating National Rotisserie Chicken Day and National Bubba Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Marlo Anderson with National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks, world-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
Registering a domain name on the web? You should know about Pairnick. Pairnick offers .com names at a great price with quality service you expect. Because Pairnick is powered by internet leader Pair Networks. Whether you need a domain name for business or personal use, Pairnick is your best choice. Remember Pairnick when you need a domain name. That's PAIRNIC.com. Pairnick.
.37 in the afternoon, and right about now it's time to help move you forward. Taking a look at your daily commute. proudly being brought to you by Guam Auto Spot. If you are on Route 8 at the Tri intersection, headed up northbound, you're going to feel some slow-going traffic there, and then also coming down southbound as well. I see nothing but red lines. And then moving right along to, let's see here, Route 10A on the Teason Parkway. Yeah, you're going to feel some slow-going traffic there. Leading off to the intersection, if you're trying to get into Route 1, coming off of Route 10A. Northbound on Route 1 on that same intersection, you're going to feel some slow-going traffic. And this is the intersection right where Village of Donkey is at. And that was a look at traffic moving you forward, proudly being brought to you by Guam Auto Spot. Don't forget, you can check them out on their website. Set up an appointment to do a test drive. Check out their inventory on their website at guamautospot.com. Going to take a short little break. Come back with Mr. Charlie Hermosa right after this.
At GTA, there's no fine print favorites, no new customers only, no almost everyone, because everyone gets our best deal. Right now, sign up for any unlimited plan and get up to $400 off a premium smartphone. Yep, same deal, same savings. No hoops, no hassle. Switch, upgrade, or start fresh. No matter how you join, you win. Come into GTA today, because the best deal, it's for everyone. Terms and conditions apply. GTA, we start with you.
Truck season is here at Triple J Ford, and we're blowing out deals on America's toughest lineup. Drive off in a new Ford Maverick starting at just $33,995, or step up to the legendary F-150 starting at $44,995. Need more capability? Check out the Ranger, Super Duty, Bronco, Explorer, Transit vans, and more, with dozens available to choose from. And for a limited time, get a free $500 gas card with your qualifying Ford truck purchase. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Triple J Ford, built Ford tough, built for Guam.
All summer long, Chili's Party Platters make celebrating easy and delicious. Perfect for grad parties, family gatherings, or anytime you're feeding a crowd. Available for pickup or for delivery. Only at Chili's. Great value and memories happen here.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
The road to Adelup continues. This time, we sit down with Republican candidates. Vice Speaker Tony Atta and E.J. Calvo. Catch the full conversation that took place on May 5th on the Wave 105's YouTube channel. Stay informed and hear their vision for Guam's future. Wave 105 is a glimpse of Guam radio station.
KGUM-FM, Dedido, the talk of Guam. This is Wave 105.1 FM, a Glimpses media radio station.
To the show. This is Wave 105, and you're tuned in to the bright side. Sitting in for Mr. Pauly Suba, Charlie Hermosa. Buenas.
Buenas, and thank you so much for joining us. And we're getting close to that drive hour.
Yeah.
Where everybody's hearing the little alarm going off, and it's time to go home. So
yeah. On a Tuesday.
On a taco Tuesday.
Man.
Absolutely. But congratulations to all the graduating classes that have been happening this past week and today, JFK 2026, class of 2026. Congratulations to all these new graduates. I can't wait to see what their next endeavor is going to look like. So hopefully, and one of the things that I always said to my students is, I need you to stay.
Yeah,
I need you to stay. Give me a couple of years before you think about doing something outside of the island.
Yeah.
And obviously those that want to go in the military, will, that's I will never stop them for that. But
Yeah.
but if we can develop the workforce and we can develop areas where these new graduates have an interest in doing, and some may go continue on to college, UOG, GCC, but some may go straight into the workforce.
Yeah.
And we gladly welcome them.
This whole thing about the brain drain, and that seems to be like in the news. It was
Oh,
all
yeah.
in the news last week about how so many people are leaving the island for better opportunities. Well, I think it was Governor Felix Camacho's father, Carlos Camacho, the first elected governor, mind you. I mean, he saw the need. Mind you, he was a dentist by profession too as well, right? And so he saw the need to bring these wonderful minds back to Guam. And one of them that he brought was Governor Joe Atta when he was in college. I believe Governor Joe Atta graduated in Portland, Oregon, right? And then he went on to be a part of his cabinet, and and he was also, I think, a DP. Well, at the time, it wasn't DPW, right? It was PUAG, Public Utilities something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and so he went on to be a director, and then he ran for senator, became speaker, and then became governor. So that is kind of like a testament of the great minds that we have that leave to get better educated and better opportunities out there. But Governor Carlos did see the need to bring these people back.
Right.
To have, and during that time, this was the first elected governor, and this was the first time the government of Guam was run by the people.
Right.
And so, even Carl Gutierrez too, as well. He started at the Department of Administration, coming off the Air Force, and he ended up doing their whole computer system, and he was working with, at the time, I think he was, according to Carl, if I got this correct, if my memory serves me right, he actually was hired by Joe T. San Augustine, Senator Joe S. San Augustine's father, right? And to come and work over there at the Department of Administration. And then, of course, he got into politics, and history will tell you what he became, right? A governor of Guam. And so when you look at these two governors, they were part of the brains that they brought back. And I think to your, to what you're the point that you're trying to make, or to your point, is yes, we do need our homegrown people,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, the government of Guam has to provide the opportunities, because you just cannot. It was hard to uproot my family and leave there for better opportunities where I'm making, a livable salary, taking care of my kids and my wife, getting a beautiful house back there. And if I was to come back to Guam, I better get something close to it, because if my life coming back to Guam and the life of my kids and my wife, if we have to struggle,
right,
then it's almost like a non-starter for me. I will not come back.
And it goes back to the simple, and it goes back to your op-ed as well. The why.
Yeah.
Like, why should I not leave?
Yeah.
Or why should I return?
Yeah.
And so, for me, the fundamentals behind the government providing this type of help is not centered around them giving me a job. It's sort of paving the way for, like, say, I come back and I want to open up a business. I've learned this trade, and I felt like, maybe Guam needs this. Let me go ahead and open this up.
Yeah.
And there should be no roadblocks. It should be easy for somebody to open up a business here, right? And employ people. And so, those are the things that can go a long way. So it doesn't, the fundamentals are not behind, needing a job and working for Gov Guam.
Yeah.
But it's the process for them to be able to pave the way for people to come back and have a really good life. And what does that include? I mean, I've spoken to a lot of corporations, and, a lot of the questions that they ask are not centered around workforce. Gov Guam. They're centered around a couple of things, because obviously there has to be some level of knowledge that has to come over when a new company sets up shop here on Guam.
Yeah.
And so when they move, they'll move 20-30% of the workforce, right, to get everything rolling and train our local folks here and get everything going. But the question they ask is, how's the healthcare?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going to send families over.
Yeah.
Right? Folks that are going from, having a top-notch level 1 hospital, to, reading in the newspaper, that GMH is catching on fire, and,
Yeah.
At what level is it going to go out, and, leaking roofs. And so, those are the things that we need to ensure that we tighten up. So when we talk about, what is it that, Gov Guam can do, it's not, the fundamentals are not behind them creating a job for me to come back to.
Yeah. It's
but
providing the opportunities for opening businesses, making sure that we have the state-of-the-art healthcare. And that's another topic, too. I mean, we saw this whole thing between Senator Tello Taitagui wanting to bring in more foreign doctors, right, or foreign physicians to help alleviate the shortage that we do have of doctors. And then we have a bunch of doctors that were not for it, at least the two pathways, because they wanted the opportunity to also hire these doctors from abroad, right? And so my thing is, look, whatever pathway we got, whatever we need, we definitely see the need, and you guys are just gonna have to work it out, because Ryan St. Nicholas is not getting any younger, and I know that there's gonna be a time where I may need to go somewhere, for healthcare. But you see, the ironic thing around this whole thing was these same doctors that were like not for it, right? I mean, there was talk about, oh no, at first where I read, it was like these foreign doctors were not qualified, they're not U.S. trained. That was the argument,
right?
And that was the whole thing around this whole thing, and then they kind of like switched. And they said, well, the government of Guam is controlling the monopoly and everything and all. So there was two, they had like a 1-2 punch and everything. And my thing was like, look, when that first argument came out about not being U.S. trained and whatnot, my only thing was, hey, look, when I go to my doctor here and he gives me a referral to fly to the Philippines to do a procedure there, what is the difference of being taken care of here by a U.S. trained doctor who's also sending me to the Philippines to get a procedure back there? So what is the argument there? So that argument stopped. Now it's, the government of Guam doesn't allow us to hire foreign doctors and everything. So that switched.
Right, and so exactly what you're saying right now is exactly the path that is muddied. Like, it's not easy. And so, those are the things that we need to iron out and flush out. And so when it comes to healthcare, it's all connected.
Yes.
And so let me just tell you that I know of five families right now that they're on either the final stages of planning their exit from the island, because they have parents that need help health-wise, and they can only get it on the mainland side. And so, they're going to make the leap. And what it entails is that they're not going to leave anybody behind. They're going to, just uproot everybody, the entire family, and they're going to move over to the mainland, and they're going to look to sell their property as well. And so, you're starting to see this a lot. And one of the things that it's all connected, going back to what I just said, it's all connected because on the flip side, when we had everybody come back to the liberation about 2 years ago, when United offered that special fare, and everybody, there was a lot of families that took advantage of that, and they came back. And when you talk to them, they would love to come back. They would love to come back, but the foundation for them to come back, everything revolves around healthcare.
Yeah.
The health.
True.
And it all revolves around that. And so again, what are we asking from the government, right? We're not asking a lot, but we're asking is for the opportunity to be able to to have good health care, because everything's going to revolve around that, and you will see a lot of families to be able to come back.
Yeah.
A lot of families are not going to be able to come back because of that.
It's funny because, you talk about a picture, how beautiful it
Oh
was.
my gosh.
So, I think it was around 2022 where I had a friend who had a daughter who was getting married, and the person that she was getting married to is not from here. He's Mexican by descent. And so his family, his mom and dad and his brother, came out, and they stayed here for a month. Now, mind you, the father is big time in construction, and he was just telling me how beautiful this island is, and he would love to come back. And he's already thinking, like, man, I want to open up shop here.
Yes.
Right. But, I know, being, that I don't like to, think of myself knowing a lot of things, but I'm like, well, I can point you in the right directions where to go, and, telling him about, the construction academy that we have, and, all these other big time construction companies, and, telling him about the military buildup that's taking place and everything. He's like, man, all those are numbers to me. I got my people to do that for me. I just want to come here and live here because this place is beautiful. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, when you have somebody that's not from Guam that recognizes the potential Guam has, versus, the people that are from here, that there's, even though there is potential, they see the potential, they know that it's kind of like hard to get. And so that is why they leave for better opportunities elsewhere.
Well, again, it goes back to, our discussion. We don't make it easy.
Yeah.
We don't make it easy. And I think that, kind of summing it up, because, we're coming up to the top of the hour and I need to get out of here.
Yeah. You got to go pay your taxes.
Yeah. Got to go sell more tacos and just to ensure.
And you are a perfect example of what the story that I just told about, my friend, Juan Rodriguez. And, you're not from here, right? You're embedded in this island because of your daughter, who is from here, who has roots here and everything. But you brought all your success, all your experience to this island. And look at, in a short amount of time, Charlie, that I've known you, you went from zero to, because you also saw the potential too.
Oh, absolutely. And I still see it. And I'm not going to stop trying, because I think that we're going to get to a point where, we bring back the middle class. I feel like, Guam right now is getting really separated, right? I mean, the middle class is really fading away, and that's really unfortunate. We need to be able to bring that back, but it has to start with the fundamentals. And we're not asking for the government to give us anything other than the pathway to be able to make things easier, in the sense of, opening up a business, not getting taxed, having good health care, having the opportunity to send our kids to public school, right? To have a really great education. And, those are the things that we want to be able to look at. And those are the things that we want to be able to really look at when it comes to the next round of elections. And so what I wanted to do was sum it up in the fact that our show started with discussing politics, and it's going to sum up with the fact that, this is where it's really important, because we got to be able to read everybody's platform and understand exactly what they're going to do once they do get elected.
Yes.
Because again, 2026, it's a strong year, right?
Yeah.
It's a very strong year. We got to be able to get the right folks in.
At 2030, I don't even want to be talking about computer systems, and we
hope not. We hope not.
I mean,
somebody has to have a plan.
Gosh, at some point, man, it's like I watch Star Wars, and
you should be there.
I watch Star Trek, and I'm looking like, man, all that. They actually had the cell phones.
The watch, the Jetsons, the Jetsons. Remember, they used to talk on their wrist. Yeah, but we do have a caller.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, caller line 1. You're on the air.
Good afternoon.
Half a day, Charlie.
Hey, Senor Pete. Good afternoon. Half a day. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just trying to put the pieces back together, and realign things, and keep moving with the business.
Absolutely, and keep your head up, keep contributing to the island. I'm listening to what you guys are talking about, and the way to sum it all up is elections have consequences.
Yes.
And we see, I'll speak to the Attorney General, right, because that's the race that I'm running in. And despite what some people choose to believe by burying their head in the sand, we are in a very, very dire state with the Attorney General's office. We've lost so many people. The expertise is gone. We have a dismal conviction rate of 49%. Most states have somewhere between 85 to 90%. The federal government has 95% or better conviction rate. And that's because for two reasons. One, you don't take cases to court or to trial that have no business going to trial. And second is you have competent prosecutors. And we don't have that competence, and we don't have that decision-making right now with the institutional knowledge in the AG's office. So, you guys are absolutely right. Elections have consequences. That's just on the prosecution side, how things are up at the AG's office right now. I mean, all other services are pretty much flatlined, that the AG's office is supposed to give to the government agencies. But here's the difference between me and all the others, right? I don't want to just restore the AG's office back to being competent and efficient. I want to improve it. I'm the only AG candidate that's talking about improving operations. And the way we fight government corruption is you close all the gaps. You close all the vulnerabilities. And I know where all the vulnerabilities are. A lot of the government, or the money that the government is losing, is a lot of it is negligence. A lot of it is lack of competence. It's not necessarily criminal, right? But it's also inefficient. So there are some criminal activity that's leading to loss of money. In other words, corruption. But we close the loopholes. We close the gaps. We create a system that is real time, that we can look at things and not have to wait for the auditor to give us an audit from 6 years ago to catch any discrepancies.
No.
Right? So I'm the only one that's talking about procurement as a problem and fiscal operations, and I'm the one with the idea of how to not just improve it, but to actually revolutionize it. And so that we come, to speed. We get to speed with the modern world. We are decades behind as far as how GovGuam operates. And as a chief legal officer, I'm supposed to support and train and advise and monitor the government of Guam operations. And my idea is to bring that into the 21st century.
And we need to, and we're heading here to the top of the hour now. But just one request. I have one request. If you could do this, is because I've been studying the procurement law as well, but one of the things that I've been seeing is that there's certain situations where there's a particular case between an agency, say DPW, and the AG, where now if you were to put it on the table, it just looks like everybody's pointing the finger at each other. And the process is not, it's not moving forward, but it's, this agency's fault or the AG's fault. Could you, is there any way that you could put something together, like an example, and for future, when you call in as an example, or when we meet up, and have a beer and talk about this, because I want to understand exactly, there's somebody liable here that's not following the process. Because we're about to lose additional funds in a grant that we're working on.
Right. And I have experience in the federal government. I've been involved in federal procurement, and they do business a lot differently. You see Camp Blas going up, right? You don't see any protests or any problems going on over there, right?
No, I mean that part of the law is completely different. I think the procurement law as it stands is good. I've done a 180 on it. I think the maneuvering and managing and the process of the procurement is the issue.
Right. The laws are one thing, but the way the system is set up is another thing, and there's just multiple parts. There's the training part. There's the requirements, how user friendly it is. It's difficult. Saying it's difficult is an understatement. We got to do something to improve it.
No, absolutely. And Pete, I'm going to have to let you go because before I get in trouble with Pauly here. So, but thank you so much for always giving a call and always again, accessibility. Thank you for always being accessible to have discussions. I mean, that's really, really important. And at the end of the day, those are the things that we want to be able to have a discussion with. So, have a great afternoon, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, just call back.
All right.
Okay, sounds great. And again, another race to watch.
The AG.
We didn't even talk about the AG, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of things are.
There was actually a poll that came out too, as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I need to look at that.
It was saying, and mind you, this poll was conducted by the Guam Bar.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. And so it basically said that Phil Tydinko is probably the most qualified. I believe that was the question. Who is the most qualified to be the AG?
Interesting.
Or who would be? I don't even know what the question was, but who would you vote for as far as qualifications and all of that stuff? Right?
Yeah, that's another one we need to watch because again, huge critical right point that they control.
Yes.
And if we don't streamline it, and Pete, I mean, those points that he's bringing up is valid. I mean, if we're not being efficient on how the process.
And I like them all, man. I like all of them. I mean, generally, all.
You got young Jordan, and it's.
And for the people that always talk crap about Doug, hey, I know the guy. He's very nice. And then of course Pete. Man, you can't get better than Pete. And they talk about accessibility. This guy's always ready to answer a question.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I mean, that's what it's all about. And again, Jordan as well.
Yes.
He's out there and about it, and he's making his rounds. And as we get closer, we're going to see another. But there's still 6 more months to go. Yes. There's a lot of stuff that are happening. We're getting closer to the fiscal year ending, and we're going to see a lot more things kind of pop up. So with that,
I'm planning out how I'm going to do this this AG race, right? I think I'm going to have like a lawyer present and everything. Like make sure the questions are
different rooms or something. Put a mic, but
probably get one of the judges to be the one asking the questions.
Oh, that's a good one. Hey, listen. I know we don't have time, but just squeeze it in real quick because there was something that was brought up, and Parlo's the one that showed me that she went or something was. She went to it, or one of her friends went to, where they have actors act different roles, and so you have a judge and 2 lawyers, and they present a case, and you're like you're sitting back.
You're the jury.
You're the jury, and you're having your dinners, drinks, and whoever you pick whoever has the best case. It's almost like a debate. Yeah. Right. But I was like, that's pretty interesting having actors do that, and then you choose who you think is the winner. Get Pete there. Pete will gladly do this. It's all good stuff. But I know we're on top of the
Academy
hour.
Award winner right there. He can act it out.
That's good stuff.
Which reminds me, you gotta watch this movie called Runaway Jury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot what's the name. The guy that held up. No, was he the guy that held up the radio in one of those? You ever see those? That movie? It was like 80s. Yeah, but it's
Runaway Jury. Okay.
Runaway
yeah,
Jury.
For sure.
You got to watch it. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, we're going to take a short little break. Pauly's coming up. We are KGUM FM, Dedido, Guam. This is Wave 105. Charlie, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
KGUM FM, Dedido, the talk of Guam. This is Wave 105.1 FM, a Glimpses media radio station. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the show hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the